DICKSON, and many years ago, I started Rodeo for a reason. It is a 501c3. What does that mean? That means it's a nonprofit organization. And for me, it was an outlet to talk about my faith. And it started with one free saddle, so one trophy saddle and one free barrel racing clinic. And I think we had 35 or 36 students come. And that was way back in 2007. And that's how Rodeo for a Reason began. And I've always been passionate about horses and rodeo and barrel racing. And I grew up in the church, but I didn't necessarily feel like I felt like I really fit in. So a lot of it didn't make sense to me. And it wasn't until my early 20s that I really understood what it meant to be a Christian or have a conversation with God. It wasn't until my early 20s where I really understood that prayers were coming true for me. And they weren't necessarily formal prayers like I'd heard in church or at the Sunday dinner table. So that's what I love talking about. I love horses. I love rodeo. I love sharing faith. That is my reason to rodeo. Now, sometimes there are other reasons that I feel very passionate about representing, like childhood cancer awareness, juvenile diabetes, ending school violence. So sometimes if I felt like God put it on my heart when I was rodeoing and there was a special message that I knew I could get to the crowd, then I would write a note or I would go talk to the announcer before my run and say, hey, I'm representing Rodeo for a reason. This is who I'm riding for tonight. And more times than not, the announcer would say something. So that's how Rodeo for a Reason got started. We started a pageant in 2017 because that was the 10-year anniversary. And we didn't really have enough time. We didn't know, how to really organize a pageant. I knew I wanted to do pageants differently than what I had experienced back when I came up through the ranks of rodeo queen competition. Some of it was great, and I'm so glad I did it because I learned valuable life skills like how to speak up on camera and in front of a crowd. That's really good. That's a good skill to have regardless of how old you are. But there were also things that were really difficult for me and made me really nervous and even more self-conscious. So I always told myself if I was in a position to run a pageant, I was going to do things different. And that's how Miss Rodeo for a Reason became the pageant style that it is. We want to welcome all of you girls here. I want this pageant to feel more like a free-flowing conversation. I don't want you to feel like you're in class. I don't want you to feel like you're under a microscope. We are here as your support system. We're here to coach you and help you identify. Let's stop and think. Maybe you're stalled somewhere. Maybe you have a tough spot that you feel like you're in right now and you don't know how to get past it. If we can help you in some way, then it's our honor to do that. So I'm just thrilled to see how many entries we got this year. Like I said, I'm Kendra DICKSON. If we haven't met yet, I am founder of Rodeo for a Reason and the Stall High app.